Hey everybody, this is Chase Batiche. I'm here with a witchy bitch astrology of the moment because I believe that we are in an imperative time, and I think it's time to start discussing these aspects and how we can use them for our own good, to channel them for the highest transformative energy for the planet, for ourselves, and for all. So, I started my day off today with about 4 different people calling me, texting me, emailing me with some sort of crisis that they're going through. And even while I was walking my dog, I went into a local shop where he likes to get his treats, and the beautiful man working at the counter at this store was telling me how there has been 1,500 earthquakes in Puerto Rico over the past 2 months, and he's doing everything he can do to get his mom out of Puerto Rico. And I was just really absorbing the energy of around me while I was walking, and I feel this, we are in an incredibly emergent time right now, and the energies that are really affecting us, the astrology of the moment is the energies of, like I've said, Saturn, Pluto, but then we also have the sun transits, right? As well as Mercury, which is how our mind works. So Saturn is the energy of karma, of things, that the tasks that need to be done, discipline, limitations, work. Pluto is the energy, the combustible energy, radical energy of endings, beginnings, death, rebirth. It is the ultimate destruction and creation of the universe, okay? So we have those two energies mixed, and that actually is going to set the tone for 2020. So if you are feeling like you're feeling some kind of death around you, you're feeling massive amounts of pressure, because that's really what Pluto rules, is a kind of buildup of pressure to the point where the pressure becomes so intense that we just have to literally find a way of letting go. I mean, that's essentially what happens to us when we die. It's essentially what happens to us when we are born, right? There is an immense amount of pressure, and at some point there is a canal, a channel where the new emerges. And so I really want to help discuss and talk about how we can use these energies to not completely break down, although, I do believe that, the breakdown, breakthrough, it's really kind of the same energy. And sometimes we have to have these moments of breakdown in order to be able to break through to the new level, to the new emergence, to the new identity. So I'd like for you all, if you can, to really start to try to take some time out of your day to allow yourself to sit quietly, even if it's in your car, even if it's in the bathroom, okay? If you're busy, you don't have any time, you can carve out 5 minutes before bed, when you get up, where you sit with yourself and you connect. Now, this is what I do with my clients, and this is what I like to teach, is learning how to connect with something that is greater than yourself, so that you begin to live a life that is in communion with a deeper force, but is not connected to a patriarchal, religious, monotheistic paradigm. The new paradigm of the divine feminine, which is all part of this emergent energy. The old things are starting to dissolve, and the new is kind of coming in. That is really being able to sit with oneself quietly and begin to examine the deeper aspects of what is going on with the self on a deeper, primordial, intuitive level, so that you can begin to commune with a force that is greater than yourself and begin to ask for assistance, and also give to, hand over the pain of whatever it is that you are going through to this force. Because if you look around the world, we have this buildup of pressure, right? We have these fires in Australia. We have these earthquakes in Puerto Rico. We have the energies, the toxic and chaotic energies of the American presidency and the Middle East, right? And the politics of the Middle East. We have what all of this is it's an immense buildup of pressure. So, the fires are kind of like releasing this heat that has been built up on the planet that is all part of this paradigm, right? Where we are kind of emitting these high levels of energy that is creating this heat on the planet that needs to be released. It's the same case with the earthquakes. This pressure, it needs to all come out. It needs to be released. And what we can do for ourselves and in our own way to assist and channel this energy is actually begin to learn how to release this energy within ourselves, because we are all connected. We are all one. We are one biotic entity on this earth. And if we can be like our own little mini volcanoes, where we can begin to channel this energy ourselves and begin to release it ourselves, we will not only feel it in our own lives and our relationships, our work, our entire being will become more harmonious, calm, and in sync with the higher rhythms of the divine. But we will also be releasing it for the planet, so there will be a deeper calm. I've done a lot of like plant medicine ceremonies, and in those ceremonies, everybody would have these moments. I've done a lot of ayahuasca, and everybody in these moments would have these moments where they would puke up all of this darkness. Why does anybody do ayahuasca? They do it to, go deeper into the self, to heal. They really want to heal their darkness. So what ayahuasca does is it brings light to the dark, right? And whenever I would take these sessions and do these ceremonies, I would never throw up. I would always cry. And I would express the deepest level of grief that was being held in my energy body from the planet and myself, right? Because we're all just expressions of the whole, right? So if we can actually begin to tune in to the truth and the pain of what is happening in our lives, the pressure, what is on the other side of that pressure? The pressure is this buildup of anxiety. How am I going to handle this? So many things in our life that are just this buildup. And if we don't have adequate ways of releasing them, we are going to create more war within the self, in our relationships. We are going to destroy ourselves and the planet. It's really about us learning how to channel and funnel this energy so that we can create a more harmonious world for ourselves and for each other. So the way I would deal with this plutonic energy that is about this deep pressure, okay, this deep pressure, is to begin to sit quietly with the self and begin to simply ask the question, what is this really about? That question in and of itself is giving your spirit the chance to become more honest and truthful about whatever it is that's going on, because we can get caught up in the basic energies of whatever's happening around us. Oh, I have this phone bill. Oh, I have this, I can't pay. Oh, my child is getting bullied at school. Oh, these people don't want to hang out with me. And it's like, okay, yes, but if we can start tapping into the deeper fear, the deeper grief, the deeper uncertainty behind it all, and actually begin to feel that, bring light to it, and then simultaneously connect with this source that is larger than ourselves and ask for assistance. Ask for this force to be able to handle this thing for you, because we as humans, we think that we are holding on to all of this energy in our own way. We're holding on to it, and we are trying to figure out how to handle it with our own human doing. And what we've done is we've dismissed the spirit realm. And the spirit realm is actually where all material things manifest. And so as we begin to invite this force into our lives more actively on a daily basis, what can happen is that things start to be taken care of in a way that becomes magical, miraculous, and enchanted. And it's in tune, becomes more in tune with the true wildness and the true heartbeat of this entire earth. You know, as we begin to acknowledge this sacred, holy energy that actually exists, we are acknowledging all life on the planet. We are honoring and acknowledging all life, including our own. Because when we get wrapped up in these shoulds and the mass consciousness at large, what we're doing is we're actually missing out on the deeper fundamental truth of whatever it is we're feeling, which is really a deeper level of wounding. It's a deeper level of wounding that if we can start to tap and begin to release, we will be releasing it for the entire planet. So we have these energies of the Pluto and then the Saturn blending that is going to be lasting. It's kind of setting the tone for 2020. So it's going to be a lot of crisis and breakthrough. Okay, it's like, my whole life, my mom would always be like, oh my God, she's having a nervous breakdown. My mom would be like, you're having a nervous breakdown, because I would feel the pain of everything around me all the time and be crying a lot. And, so I realized that I've internalized that language, like, oh, I've just been having a nervous breakdown. And one of my really good friends said, what if it's not breakdown? What if it's actually evolutionary breakthrough? What if, yes, we have a nervous breakdown because of the pressure, but then simultaneously what we're doing is we're allowing ourselves to break through something that has been held locked, shielded, numb, and we begin to open up to that so that we can feel, express, and live a life that is in higher authenticity and truth more than we ever have before. So that's kind of what the Pluto-Saturn energy, and the tone that's going to be set for this year, okay? Then we have currently the astrology of the moment. We have the sun. So the sun takes 365 days to move through every sign. Pluto and Saturn are also simultaneously in the sign of Capricorn, as is the sun, as is Mercury. And what that means is that the sun is how things are fully expressed. It's how things are seen. It's like the life force energy. So we have that sun spotlight on the Pluto-Saturn energy of death, rebirth, and pushing limitations, discipline, the inability to not look at it. That's what Saturn is doing to the Plutonic energy. It's saying you must look at this, you must face this. And so the sun on top of that is highlighting, it's expressing, it's combusting, right? Mixed with Mercury, which rules the mind. Mercury is how our minds work. It's how we communicate. It's how we express ourselves. It's how we write. It's how we think. And having that alongside the Pluto, Saturn, the sun, it's like this giant mixture of literally expressing, feeling, needing to be seen, needing to talk to somebody about what's happening. I've had so many people reach out to me lately that are just like, I just need to talk to somebody. And that's what I feel. We all need to talk to somebody. The ultimate thing that you can do, and yes, you can contact me if you need to talk, please do, info@chasebatiche.com. But what you can honestly do for yourself to learn how to navigate and channel these energies is begin to create an altar and sit with yourself at that altar and begin to commune with a force that is higher than yourself and ask to be used and open to these energies in the fullest and most profound way. When we start to create a spiritual practice on the daily that grounds and harnesses this energy, what happens is we can begin to let go, we can begin to surrender, we can begin to open to what this emergent energy actually wants to bring in, because what this actually is bringing in is a radical change. And it is up to us to begin to open ourselves to be ready and willing to be able to face this fire and spread our wings like the phoenix, emerge from the ashes and go into the darkness so that we can fully emerge. Okay? So if you need any assistance or guidance with this, please contact me. I'm happy to help. This is I'm here on this planet to assist us all through this transitionary time. There are new energies. There are old paradigms that are in the midst of combusting, destroying, dying. And there are new energies that are on the horizon, the energies of the divine feminine, the energies of interconnectedness, of enchantment, of wildness, of life, of the worship of life. What is happening right now is we are transitioning from a culture that worships death to a culture that worships life. And as we begin to learn to worship life, we have to learn to worship ourselves. We make up life. So we must begin to access our own true wounding, our own truth, begin to shed light on it, and begin to ask Spirit for assistance in this. I will tell you that as I begin to live more in this holy and sacred way, my life has become magical. It's become enchanted. I realize every day that I am not alone, and neither are you. Okay? We are all in this together. I love you. I bless you all. Love.